What's up, y'all? So I have been getting ready for spring and getting my seed bank in order, plotting out like the schematics for what I'm gonna plant, and organizing sort of grab and go packets of seeds for like different phases of seeding. For basically like I think when am I starting this? Probably mid-March through mid-May, basically. I'm doing all this in advance because I'm starting a new job later this week, and it's going to be full-time, and I'm just worried. I know that all of this planning for my seating is already kind of overwhelming, and it takes a lot of time. It's overwhelming if I don't have time. So I have been trying to do whatever I can to kind of get myself set up. Um, so this took a few phases, and just to give you context, I have a like a vacant lot property in a residential area, and I've been converting it for the last like year and a quarter. I've been converting it to part urban farm and part like native ecosystem restoration. I've been building a seed bank of heirloom variety vegetables, fruits, herbs, um, and native stuff, mostly just as I see it and harvest it when I'm on hikes and stuff. For context, that top chest is the seed bank. So the first step was just getting an inventory of everything. I'm getting better and better about setting myself up so I don't have to like do as much. Like I had a lot of like questionable seed saving practices the last couple years, and now that I'm like sitting down and doing like a full inventory of everything that I have before the growing year gets started, I keep running into just like, why did you do this? So you learn as you go, right? But anyway, I have a few different. I had to go through a few different steps in this process. So this is like my schematic, just like the spatial, for like my plot areas and everything. It's my map, and then I worked out kind of the to-do list that I need to do before I get started with all of this, and then I broke down each phase due to time. Now 2 or 3 years, um, I had space to start a lot of stuff indoors ahead of time, so I'd start stuff in like February usually, and then I'd have like a bunch of seedlings to transfer as soon as I was able to transfer, or transplant. I don't have space this year, so I just moved. I'm in a new apartment. Last year I took over like a corner of like the my apartment building's basement, which was the best setup that I've ever had for like the seedling station getting started, because I had like a whole table and fan and grow light and shit set up. But I don't do that this year. So all of that being said, I have a lot more seeds that are cold hardy plants, a lot more like mustard greens, kale, root vegetables, cereal grains, stuff like that. I was not able to plant cereal grains in like November, as I had kind of wanted to. Didn't happen, but that's been fine because I've been mulching the shit out of all the beds, so I'd just be burying it over and over if I did. So I haven't worked out. I'm in zone 6. I haven't worked out. I know what I'm planting in which time frame, and then I know where on the map it's going. And then I went through and figured out how many each thing would that actually be. So if I'm looking at like phase 2, and like phase 2 is like, so the first, I'm not organized. That's why I'm like, so like, I have to talk about it when I do something this organized. Because it's beautiful. And I think it'll work really well. Anyway, first phase is like that really cold, hardy stuff, just getting started in like mid to late March is what I'm planning. That's going to be barley, radishes, turnips, kale, mustard. And then phase 2 is just like 2 or 3 weeks after that, just to kind of fill in what has died. I have a really bad problem with slugs, and they eat all the tops off of like the sprouts of like pretty much anything that's cruciferous. They love it. Cruciferous and root veggies so far, except for potatoes. Potatoes have been safe, but it'll be too cold for potatoes. So that's what I'm doing there. And then so for each phase, I've been baking a lot too. Let me grab the oven real quick. So for each phase, I had to sit down again and work out how many plants do you actually need of mustard in this bed, and visualize it and think through and everything. And I am usually not that organized. I usually just show up with like a bag of seeds that I grab and like, these will be great, and and I go from there. But this time I'm trying to be hyper organized, and I'm trying to, since I'm doing it in advance, I need to plan it in advance, which will be a lot better for my record keeping as well as we go on. But that'll keep me, like that first couple months at my new job, I'll just be able to like grab stuff. I already have it planned out for like where it's all going to go. But I have to find out how much first, right? So, to recap, I first took an inventory of my seeds. Second, I drew out the spatial, like the map, and the time frame. And then I decided what needed to go in each time frame. And then I sat down and worked out how many seeds of each thing do I need for this phase. And so is I have it worked out, so like I'll have an envelope with instructions written on it, as far as like, you know, beans, it's going to be 20 for plot 1, and then 15 each in beds 2 and 3, right? So I have all of that instruction ready for myself. Then this envelope will be full of the actual seeds that I pull, and that way I'm going to keep my seed bank a lot more organized, instead of just stuff being missing. Like, is it in my car, or is it in this bag that I used the other day? You know, I'm not going to have that. I'm going to be pulling, 20 bean seeds and packing them in this envelope, and then still store whatever I have. And so the next level of organization is, I was like, I'm going to need to be able to put these loose seeds into baggies and stuff, and I don't think I have enough baggies, and I don't want to buy any. So I grabbed the little Ziploc bags that I have. I have a few, mostly from like other seeds that I bought over time. But what I really wanted to show y'all, if you have a sewing machine, you can make your own paper seed packets pretty fucking easily, and I was pretty happy about this idea. So, strip of paper. I think if you use like a full like computer size paper, I was planning on doing like one fold there and one fold there, and that way you can cut down the middle and you have 2 rows of them. But I had like the skinny paper that I wanted to use up. So what you need to do, you fold it over and you do your inseam, but then you're going to do 2 seams so that you can cut in between for the packet. So I'm pretty excited about that. That way I can write, turnip and put a little piece of tape on there and we're good to go. It's not going to be bulky. I'm really excited about this. Oh, so I just really wanted to share some ideas if people are trying to work ahead or if people have problems organizing what they need going in, or if you're the kind of person who always like, man, I should have done this other thing. The answer to that is being more organized about it and planning shit out ahead of time. That's been my kind of theme the last couple of weeks, which has been awesome. I've had a break in between jobs, but it was because like the new place hasn't opened yet. So it was sweet. I got hired. I quit the place that was making me miserable, and I've had like 3 weeks just about at home, I think, this month, which has been awesome. Deep cleaned everything. So like my goal going back to work is, I know I'll probably just be really exhausted. I'll need to come home and decompress a lot every day the first couple weeks, right? And so I'll need to be able to just be in maintain mode. And so I kind of redid my kind of chore chart for myself, basically, so that it's a little bit easier to just like, okay, these are the things I needed to take care of on my day off or whatever, or try to piece them in throughout the week and get them done. But I also went to, there's this one place that I really like going to, this like little grocery store that has a discount rack for the produce, and it's the best produce, like discount produce rack that I found in the last several years. And I've been making a point of going up usually like once a month the last few months, and just go ahead and load up on veggies and fruit, and then the fruit that starts wilting away in the fridge in like 2-3 weeks, because that's the thing, like this is like good quality produce, it's not going to go bad the next day, it's awesome. But I can also get like a full ass like large like paper bag size amount for like $20. It's awesome. Find something like that near you, okay? It'll save you so much goddamn money at the store. But it also means you need to like come home, and your plans for the evening is to cook up a bunch of veggies and put them in the freezer. So that's what I did last night. I went over to that store yesterday afternoon and got a hike on the way home, and although it's still kind of too snowy, so I mostly just kind of like checked out my favorite trees at that place and then left. But I got a bunch of veggies to like fry together, and fresh herbs, fry together, and put like one big jar of it in the fridge to use the next few days, and then froze the rest in baggies, and roasted a bunch of veggies. They had like a bunch of turnips and shit. Roasted veggies and bagged those up, put like one jar in the fridge. Today I'm baking. So I made plum bread already. Because I stewed down like a fuckload of plums a few years ago and canned them. They're so high acidity, and there's enough sugar in there as well, that like the shit's still good. So it's like I'm still baking with it until it stops being any good to use, or I run out of it. Hopefully I'll run out of it. I need to run out of it this year, basically. But anyway, I made just like a quick fruit bread, with like stewed down plums in it. It's one of my favorite things. Made a couple loaves of that. I'm gonna make some banana bread with chocolate chips later. I'm gonna make brownies next. What I just took out of the oven was like soda bread, because I just really like cornbread style bread. Like if I just make like a bean soup, if it's like a super simple bean soup with plenty of broth, I want some like big fat soggy bread in there, and not just regular like bread slices. I eat enough toast anyway. So I just pulled out some soda bread, brownies, banana bread, coming soon. And then what else was I gonna make? Oh, I've had a hankering for like those thumbprint cookies. And I made some like excellent whatever you've got jam a few nights ago, and it was mostly black grape and mango with like part of an apple and a few strawberries in there, but it was mostly the dark grape and mango. It's so good. It's so fucking good. But I want to make some thumbprint cookies out of that. And since it's nice and dark and rich, I want to make chocolate thumbprint cookies. So I'm very excited about that. I'm going to put some cocoa in the cookie dough and some chocolate chips. And I'm hoping that'll be really good. So yeah, I'm just trying to, I know what my maintain schedule looks like. And just to keep my house clean, to keep myself fed, and to keep myself, showered and moisturized, because I'm dry as fuck. It takes enough time, and I want to be able to have time to decompress, and I want to be going to this new year and this new job feeling good about where I'm at. So I've got the seed bank inventoried, and I've deep cleaned almost the whole house. I have like the living room to go, which is mostly like sewing workshop area and my home gym. So I just need to like wipe everything down. Yeah. What was it? Oh, I organize. I finally have the best organization physically of my Etsy inventory than I ever have. And I just have a few listings that I need to take some better pictures of, and like update the listings, because they're older pictures on like an older phone, and this phone has excellent photo quality. So anyway, work ahead, know what you need, plan it out, organize. um Cheers.